looking at careers in journalism, it can be very rewarding, but it can also be very challenging. And what I often tell people is that if you really don't have your heart in it, if you're really not willing to make sacrifices, especially early in your career, it's probably not the place for you. And I'll give you an example. When I came out of college 8 million years ago, a lot of my friends were taking jobs. They had been engineers and whatever, business majors and things like that. And they were getting jobs, their first jobs, they're making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, which is great for a recent college grad. My first job, first of all, I didn't get a job out of college, but my first job after a while was for $10,000. And you're starving. You're starving. And so the question becomes for a lot of people, do you really want to do that? And that's the question you have to ask, because there are people who started out making that and today aren't making a whole lot more in our business. That's the first thing. You really have to make sacrifices with family, how you live. People are getting a new Beamer. You're driving the hoopty that your parents gave you sophomore year still, and things like that. And those are real issues. But if you love it and you really want to do it and make those kinds of sacrifices, then maybe it's for you.
Well, so much of what we do now is not focused on putting out a newspaper on your doorstep every morning. Right, Mike?
Yeah,
that's still important. But the focus now is, and Marcus, I hope I answered your question if I can explain this. The focus now is multimedia, okay? Getting it on the internet fast, getting it on the internet in a readable manner, keeping it updated through the night, and having a website that engages the reader to be as interactive as possible. So to be a journalist now, you guys getting ready to get out of high school and hopefully do this, you can't be what I was, you know, number one.
I think that one of the reasons why I also mentioned that my interest isn't as strong in newspaper writing anymore is because I do think that sometimes there are some changes that need to be made in journalism. In journalism, you have to be, okay, I'm going to get it, I'm going to get this information, that's it. Like sometimes it bothers me, for example, with whether it's President Obama or Michael Jackson, the journalists don't always focus on the positive, they focus on the negative. That's not the kind of person I am. So for me to have to do that kind of bothers me at times, and so that's why feature writing is a bit better for me for a magazine, I think. So I think that a lot of changes do need to be made as far as focusing on the negative in the media all the time. I don't really like it, and I don't encourage it, so I wouldn't do it for a career,
It opens a lot of doors for you, and not only that, it enhances your vocabulary and your writing. I mean, you write, and after you write something, you look at it and read what you write, you ain't gonna believe it. You're just gonna be like, wow, did I just write this? Or have you ever drew something and you looking at the picture and it's like, how did I do that? You know what I'm saying? So it'll really help. You had a question?
Do I think that negative publicity for media personalities will affect?
Yeah, for media personalities.
No. And the reason is, I control what I say and do. Other people don't control that. When people say something negative, that's their right. I defend their right to speak about me in a negative way. But I want them to be truthful. If they tell the truth about me and what I've done and on my record, then that's all I want.
Now you feel like I stepped out and I was somebody completely different and I wasn't accepted. But what you're missing is you never tried yourself first. You already figured, oh, they ain't gonna like me just being me. So I'm gonna be somebody else. So now you've been beat twice now. But you beat yourself the first time because you didn't even believe in yourself. That's what I mean by being a genuine person.
I went to interview for a job at Holiday Inn, And he asked me questions about the company. And I said, well, and he looked at me and said, son, you are not prepared for this job. I said, well, sir, he said, you didn't do your homework. You never go into an interview without doing your homework, that you know more about the company, that you can answer questions about our stock price and what we're doing in this company. Don't ever half-step. I was so embarrassed I didn't know what to do. I never went to an interview unprepared again. And some of you were prepared for me because you looked up my bio. The questions about black journalists, people rarely ask that. But that's your field, what you want to know.